Hello, dear friends. Let's continue our reading. Bhagavad-gita as it is, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Last time we read a few texts, 39, 40, and 41. Arjuna says, with the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. When irreligion is prominent in the family of Krishna, the family of the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood or descendant of Vrishni comes unwanted progeny. An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped. And today we'll try to read a few texts. Text 42. Deshar etaich kulagnanam varna sankarakarakai utsadyate jati dharma kula dharmascha shashvatah. Translation: by the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Community projects for the four orders of human society, combined with family welfare activities, as they are set forth by the institution of Sanatana Dharma or Varnashrama Dharma, are designed to enable the human being to attain his ultimate salvation. Therefore, the breaking of the Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of society brings about chaos in that society, and consequently people forget the aim of life, Vishnu. Such leaders are called blind, and persons who follow such leaders are sure to be led into chaos. In this verse, Arjuna says that those who act in an appropriate way, they destroy the family traditions. And with the destruction of the family traditions, they give the rise to unwanted children. And with unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are become impossible. Yeah, so this is the chain of action and consequence. It is very simple chain for those who understand this, and it is almost impossible to understand this action and consequence for those who are in the position where they don't have this knowledge. Arjuna, he speaks very clearly here, based on the Shastra or on the real knowledge. Srila Prabhupada says that the human society is a human society when it follows the Varnashrama Dharma institution. If there is no Varnashrama Dharma, it is difficult to call this society a human society. The community projects for different Varnas, for the four for the institution of Varnashrama Dharma, they are designed to help those members of this Varnashrama Dharma to attain their salvation. And if there is no goal in this society, especially if there is no goal of salvation in this society, so this is not a Varnashrama Dharma society, which means that people who are parts of this society, they have no chance of having this salvation. Therefore, the breaking of Sanatana Dharma tradition by irresponsible leaders of the society brings about chaos. So the chaos is the consequence of absence of aim. When there is aim, there is a way to get to that aim, or a system of getting that aim. And when there is a system, there are simple actions which is very easy to follow, or possible to follow. But when the leaders of society don't know the aim, they can offer different aims for the society. It can be economical aim, it can be political aim, cultural, or any other. But the ultimate goal of any society should be ultimate salvation. And when there is this aim for this society, there is a way to get it. And the way to attain this goal is Sanatana Dharma or Varnashrama Dharma. But the problem is that the leaders of society, they do not know about this goal of life, so they lead their followers to the hellish life. And the chaos is visible everywhere. What do we have here? Text 42. community projects and family welfare acts, they are set forth by Sanatana Dharma or Varnashrama Dharma. These community projects, they set duties for four orders of society: Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. The purpose of the community projects and family welfare is to attain ultimate salvation. It's interesting that the community projects and the family welfare is aimed for the ultimate salvation of its members. So this is a real community welfare and family welfare. The result of breaking such projects is chaos in society, and people forget about ultimate aim of life, Vishnu. What does Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur say about this? Text 42. Both caste and family rules are destroyed by this fault of mixed varnas caused by the killers of family members. Purport: by the faults of mixture of castes, both caste rules and the family rules will be destroyed. What does Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mean about this? He says that when caste and family rules are destroyed, the mixture of different varnas prevail, and thus it causes, whereas caused by killer, and the mixture of different varnas is visible everywhere, and the reason of all this is that the family members, especially those who keep traditions, are killed. And by the fault of mixture of castes, both caste rules and family rules will be destroyed. When there are no traditions, the rules of the castes of different varnas and the rules of families will be destroyed. Let's move on. Text 43. Utsana kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narakeniyatam vaso bhavatit anushruma. O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna bases his argument not on his own personal experience, but on what he has heard from the authorities. That is the way of receiving real knowledge. One cannot reach the real point of factual knowledge without being helped by the real person who is already established in that knowledge. There is a system in the Varnashrama institution which, bef- by which before death one has to undergo the process of atonement for his sinful activities. One who is always engaged in sinful activities must utilize the process of atonement called prayashchita. Without doing so, one surely will be transferred to hellish planets to undergo miserable lives in as the result of sinful activities. So, in this verse, Arjuna says that he heard he he has heard about everything he told Krishna from the disciplic succession. And what has he heard by disciplic succession? He has heard that those who destroy the family traditions, they always dwell in hell. Mhm. So this is not um, not serious only for the descendants. This is also serious situation for ancestors, those who destroy the family traditions, as well as ongoing generations. They will have a hellish life, both on this planet and after death, which is um, a situation to consider seriously. Srila Prabhupada says that Arjuna bases his arguments not on his reasoning, not on his experience. His experience may be very limited, but he bases his argument on the experience of the authorities, which is a real reasoning, which is a real argument. We follow this tradition uh, both in spiritual life and material life. If we want to know something, we of course can take the path of experiment, and after many attempts to gain the knowledge, we may succeed or fail. It depends on different circumstances. But when we take the experience of the authorities in this field, we not only save a lot of time and effort, we have uh, real working experience, which we just need to take. And the same situation is true for acquiring the spiritual knowledge. We need to approach uh, an authority who has this knowledge. And this is the way to attain real knowledge. As Srila Prabhupada says here, that is the way of receiving real knowledge. So one cannot come to the point of factual knowledge unless he approaches uh, a person who is already established in knowledge, in real knowledge. And this is the system of Guru Parampara. Then Srila Prabhupada says about Prayaschita, which means that the person should undergo austerities and the process of atonement for all his sinful activities. If the person doesn't do so, he is bound by the laws um, of nature to undergo the sinful reactions for his sinful activities, which may result in his dwelling on the hellish planets and undergoing different miserable lives as a result of his actions. Here in Bhagavad Gita notes, what is the way of receiving real knowledge? It is disciplic succession, and Arjuna bases his arguments not on his personal experience, he bases them on the information he has heard from authorities. This is the first point of this verse, very important point. And the second one is Prayashchita, which means that the system of Varnashrama prescribes the